Morning, guys. Parts! We got parts, man. First thing we're gonna do, it's about time to retire this old jacket. And by retire, I don't necessarily mean throw away. More like it's gonna be in the shop here for really, really dirty jobs that I don't have to keep stuff in the pockets without losing them. It's finally all the pockets won't hold a, these pockets wouldn't hold a kitten. But I've had this jacket for more than a year. I just didn't want it to turn out to look like this one too quick with some of the dirty jobs. So we're gonna hike with this one. This one's gonna be when I gotta crawl under and change the oil. So let's put that over there. Let no piece of clothing die before it's time. Right? Okay. Anyway, I got parts yesterday. I started working on the rifle a little bit. So grab you a cup of coffee and we'll get started. I'll show you where we're going today. Okay, some of the parts we got to work with. One is the butt plate. And yesterday I went ahead and cut the crescent out. It's 14 inches length of pull, and we're going to put the screws in here in a little bit. I fitted it. I'll tell you, when it comes to fitting it now, I've done quite a few of these, and some of them I cut horribly. And it's really easy to do because, you know, you mark one side and your saw follows the one side, but the other side it might not follow it. And I've cut them out by hand, and they've come out almost horrible. And so I always give myself 1/4 of an inch, eighth to 1/4 of an inch, so that when if I do make a mistake, usually it's not much more than that, and I can draw it out level and still have my length of pull that I was looking for. I cut it out on a bandsaw now, and it's really tough sometimes because of the cheek piece. You know, it's better to lay it down on the side that don't have the cheek piece, but it's still got a roundness to it, so you have to hold it perfectly steady. I gotta say, I spent a lot less time fitting this, you know, with the lamp black and the file and the chisel and all that, because my cut was really, really good. So I'm gonna make sure that I pay attention more when I make this cut. Anyway, that's got a good fit to it. I've got some thimbles and some keys and some underlings, and somebody miscounted when they sent me the escutcheons, and I'm shy one. And then I also, which that'll be no big deal, I got to order some parts for the other gun. I'll make sure he throws one in. And then I got a nose cap, and I'm not sure this is going to work, so I'm going to have to piddle with that. So we got all those, and I got some extra metal screws for screwing down stuff like this. Is going to be our rib, our under rib, and we'll have to thread the barrel, cut this to size, and then our front thimbles I'm going to solder onto this. So we got stuff to work with. The first thing I'm going to address is this deal here, the butt plate. The other thing is I've decided on 30 inches for the barrel for this Gemmer, and so that means a removal of 5 inches of barrel, and I'm probably going to cut that, but right now the other action is in the lathe, and it's all dialed in, and I've been threading and chambering and stuff, so I can cut this off, but I'll have to wait until I'm done with the operation there so I can yank that barrel out of there to crown it. So, but I just cut them off with a hacksaw as straight as I can. I put it in, I dowel indicate it. Now you're probably saying, how do you dowel indicate a rectangular or an octagonal barrel? I'm going to show you that right now. So this is a, call it, or whatever you want to call it, this will slide into the barrel. Put it right here where you can see. Then we can tighten it up. This is 445, so it'll come up, and then we tighten it up, and then we dial indicate right off the bore. This will be aligned with the bore perfectly, and as this will stick out, and as we tighten up the chuck on the barrel, we'll spin it, and this will actually dial indicate. And I'll show you how to do it when we get there, but that's what we're going to use for that. And then the other thing we're going to need to do is take this thing down and start fitting the forearm up. But before that, we have to put our underlings in so we know where to dig out the wood so the underlings will fit, and then we'll put our keys in. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and drill these. Go ahead and sip on that coffee for a little bit, and I'll be back with you. Okay. Alright, so I like to get one screw in before I do any countersinking and stuff, because then what that'll do for me is kind of holds it the way you want it to be held, to get the other screw in, and then it'll also hold it while you're countersinking. So let's drill the other one. Okay, so this is semi-finished, this butt plate. It's to where when I take it off to finish the wood, I just do a little bit of polishing before I throw it in the brown and rust it. I'm going to have to drill this countersink just a little bit. That's kind of there. So we can go anywhere we want now. We can turn this on the side and we can work this down. The tip of this has to be cut off. It's about ½ inch too long. And or we can go over here and start working on the barrel. So we can go anywhere we want from here. I think I'm going to go up and get me another cup of coffee from here, and I'll see you in a minute. Grab you one. I decided the next thing to do is I need a toe plate for this, and I forgot to order one, but I have this piece of, that's silver. I don't want to do it in silver. Let's see if I got a piece of iron furniture around so I'm just going to make a square toe plate, something very simple. This is a simple rifle, so let me see if I can find a piece of steel. I don't have a piece of iron to cut that out of, so when I order the parts for that other rifle, I'll order one of those, so that goes on hold. So then I decide, well, I'm going to go ahead and put my underlings on there and go ahead and get these. Now this is going to be a little different. You know, on a muzzleloader we kind of do it from the top, so this is going to be a little different from the bottom. Let me get that fit. But rolling along to going and mowing the lawn now. I'm going to put these on the mill to cut them. Well, while it's on the mill, I might as well cut the sight grooves too. And so then, to know where to put the sight grooves, got to cut the barrel off. So we went from that end of the gun to this end of the gun. I'm going to cut the barrel off, because then I'll know how far back I want to put this sight. So anyway, as long as we're getting something done, it's not a big deal. So let me start cutting this off. So I got to tell you, I cheated. I've got a horizontal motorized hacksaw, and it cuts a lot straighter and a lot better than I can with a handsaw. To me, that's not really going to be worth much for For the other barrel I'm going to try, one of the reasons I'm making the other one so short is I'm going to cut a good 8 inches off of that barrel, and I'm going to bore it out to a 58 caliber smoothbore barrel, and I'm going to make a smoothbore pistol out of it. It's a shame to only have to take 5 inches off, but that's what I wanted to remove. So now I can mark where I want to put my sight deals. So my 30-inch barrel, so I want this about a 1/2 inch back. So now about 1 inch back. And then I like these because this is a, you got to be careful. This is a adjustable sight, so if you want it 12 inches forward, you have to mark it, because it goes, you can see, here's where the dovetail is. It goes back towards the shooter's face, so if you want 12 inches, say, from the eye, you got to make sure you do that correctly. Okay. So next, let's cut some dovetail. We've got our 2 lugs down here for the wood, and we have our sights on. I think I got time. This one's in backwards. I got to turn around. Anyway, these adjustable sights, if you have trouble with them, you are not alone. Okay, these things are a real pain. They're cast. Sometimes they're not cast straight. Sometimes they're cast a little crooked. The problem with them are, you try to bend them, they break. So you have to be very careful. So I've got this one almost right, and it was a little bit crooked in there, and what I did to straighten it was pound the dovetail down on the side that it was crooked to help straighten it out. So that, it still needs to be finished, so it's okay right where it's at. And actually, I like putting this in there so I don't lose it. There we go. So that's all set. So now what we're going to do, we got to do this upside down. So here's our wood. It goes in there. So what we're going to have to do, so we know where to cut it, is go to our lamp black. This is a blind spot, so the only way you're going to know where to cut is, and we want it to be really close. So there's our marks. We have to go over to another vise and start digging this out. Going back and forth. But that's what we're going to do. We'll get this so it sets down level. Then we'll use our tool that we made to put some holes in for the pins, the keys. So I'm gonna go get my stuff, bring it over here, we'll start digging them out. Oh yeah, that wood's touching. And it's tight enough. Looks like it'll sit there. Anyway, here's where we're sitting right now. At this particular time, here's where we're at. I'm gonna have to move you. See what's going on here. All right, here's where we're at. We got our 30-inch barrel, sights. This is on, butt plate's on. Now the stock needs to be shaped, and I need to put my pins and the stations in right here. So it feels pretty nice, and that sight's just a touch crooked. but I think I can live with it, and I think I can straighten it. What it is actually the sight isn't crooked. The barrel turned just a little further past half. But actually when I shoulder a rifle, for me it'll be okay, because when I shoulder a rifle, I actually cant it just a little, and that'll make the sight straight for me. But I'm going to try to make it straight for everybody. Anyway guys, there's where we're at right now. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I'm Buckskin Dave. See you next week, and we'll continue finishing this. It's going to go quick now. We'll get those 2 keys in, get this stuff shaped up. The biggest project, we're going to have to get that other thing finished up in the lathe so this can go back in there. And we can finish up what we have to do on here. So, I'll see you next time. That ends this episode. You guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye-bye.